Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Burton Ballers. And with Jules Koundé gone to Barcelona, Chelsea are now in for Wesley Fofana. And in today's video, I'm going to ask, should our scouting system be better? Welcome to the Burton Ballers. Ain't got no time for no stallers, yeah.
We are the risers, we're not the fallers. Our channel is growing wider and taller.
Yeah, we're here to give you the news about your dear beloved Blues, yeah.
So if you like this YouTube channel, like, subscribe and turn on that bell.
Yeah. Yeah, so Chelsea are in for Wesley Fofana. I did touch on that yesterday in the video that I made. So I'm going to go into that in a bit more detail. And I'm going to be asking the question is, why didn't we go for this guy in the first place when he was at Saint Etienne? You know, he went to Leicester City for £37 million, I think, 37.5 million. And last year we were all going all out for Jules Koundé. In the end, we didn't get him because of the asking price from Sevilla. But, you know, if our scouting department had been looking at who was a better fit for Chelsea out of Wesley Fofana and Jules Koundé, well, maybe they would have come out with, when I'm talking about not only the football, but value for money as well. Well, maybe Fofana would have probably been the better option in the first place. Because, I think Jules Koundé is better with, you know, the way that he progresses with the ball. Passing, I've seen both of them. I think the passing is quite comparable. You know, Jules Koundé, some people may say, may edge it. He had more assists than Fofana over the last couple of seasons. I think 7-2 from Fofana. He scored more goals as well. But actual defending, Jules Koundé, Fofana comes out on top in all areas. So if we look at dribbling, because I said carrying the ball out from the back, but if you look at the dribbling between the two players, then what you'll see is that Jules Koundé has had 24 successful dribbles compared to 15 by Fofana. So, okay, so those are the amount of dribbles. But if you look at the successful dribble percentage, so these are successful dribbles, so 24 out of maybe 30, 40 odd for Jules Koundé. Because if you look at the percentage, 62% successful dribble for Jules Koundé, whereas Fofana has a 71% successful dribble rate. So he may not have dribbled as much as Koundé, but when he does, he dribbles better if you look at his percentages. Tackles won as well, 37 tackles won for Fofana, 17 for Jules Koundé. I may add, this is the statistics from the season before last for Fofana, because remember he missed a large chunk of last season due to injury. So I'm comparing Jules Koundé's season just gone with Fofana's one the season before last, and that's when he was younger. So he's going to be getting better as well as he gets more experience in the game. Clearances, Jules Koundé comes out on top, 98-92. But interceptions, look at this interceptions, 61 interceptions for Fofana, 21 for Jules Koundé. I think that is really alarming. It's a good stat, and that tells me that for a young guy, the reading of the game, Fofana is miles ahead at reading the game than Jules Koundé is. And Jules Koundé is sometimes a little bit rash in his tackling. He's had 2 red cards. I know one was for throwing the ball at a defender, but he is a bit more rash when you look at his tackling. Fofana has a cleaner tackles. And the other thing is the height. Fofana comes in at 6'3", and Jules Koundé comes in at 5'10". So in the Premier League, when there's a lot of aerial combats, then Fofana is better. I think Fofana is the faster of the two as well. So, had we been doing our scouting a lot better, then Fofana probably, you know, as I said, 37 million to 60 million, 55, 60 million. for just under half, just over half the price, you know what? You may be getting a better player in Fofana. Fofana is somebody who is a year younger, I think, as well than Jules Koundé, 1 or 2 years, can't remember. But he's been spoken up by obviously his manager Brendan Rodgers, by other people who say that he's going to be the next best thing. He's a defender with high ceiling, high potential. And when both Fofana and Jules Koundé has played in the national team, Fofana actually looks the better player out of the two. So the fact that Chelsea didn't get him and they're now going in for him, we've been quoted, we're not going to be we're looking at something like 70 million, 75 million. But had we got him a couple of years ago, we're getting him for half the price. So that's why we need to do better when it comes to scouting. What we tend to do, we tend to let some of these gems go to other clubs. And when they succeed at other clubs, then we come in with the big money for these ready-made players. And the other thing with what I like about Fofana is he is a Chelsea fan. He's been pictured wearing a Chelsea shirt. And his best friend, I think, he's telling him, look, come to Chelsea. He's trying to get him to come to Chelsea. He's followed quite a lot of Chelsea players on Twitter, if that's anything to go by. But he also follows Barcelona, so, that's nothing. And a lot of our fan base, it makes me laugh when they're looking at who they start following on Twitter and as an indication. That's not really an indication of whether they're going to move to the club or not. But he's somebody who has gone on record as well to say that he would like, his next step would like to be a team like a Chelsea or Manchester City. He said it before, so he's not going to be one of these guys who has his head turned by Barcelona. He likes Chelsea, so if Chelsea are kind of coming for him, then yeah. And reports are saying that he's agreed terms with Chelsea, so personal terms. So if we can get a deal over the line with Leicester, which isn't going to be easy, although Leicester need money, but that he recently signed a 5-year contract with them, and it's going to be difficult to prize him away because Leicester know they got a good player at their disposal. Are they going to want to get rid of him after just a season and a bit at Leicester? I don't think so. I think they'll want to keep him for another season. But money talks at the end of the day. If we throw a big wad of money to Leicester or even offer them players that they may be interested in at Chelsea, then maybe it's a deal that may be considered. So I'm hoping that when obviously Bowley is still inexperienced, he's come in negotiating deals, and he's not really got a director of football in place, and the analytics team that he wants to get in if he wants to follow this sort of Liverpool model. So I'm just hoping that when we do look at the data, and it's more data analysis driven, that we're going to be looking at the Fofanas before they go to Leicester's, those sort of players who are coming in. There's talk about us looking at this Brazilian boy Hendrick, which is, he's meant to be the next best big thing in Brazil. And we've had initial discussions with his family. And those are the sort of deals I want to see us getting done now. But he's not going to come cheap, because when you're looking at it, they're looking at 40 million euro for him at such a young age. So although, yeah, he's not made it big yet, but the thing is, he's got that high ceiling, that high potential. And it's still going to come with big money. So I'd like to see us getting the on Kante's before. Leicester has done it. They've done it with Kante. They've done it with Mahrez. Now they've done it with this guy Fofana. So that sort of model, if we can pick off these players, I know going to a team like Leicester may be an easier stepping stone for some of these players because there's less. I know that's what a lot of people are going to say. There's less pressure to succeed at a club like Leicester. So if you do well at a club like Leicester, then you can then move on again. But we're not in that now with Abramovich gone, and we can't be just throwing money here, there, and everywhere, hoping that someone succeeds. And if they don't succeed, we just get rid of them, send them on loan somewhere, and throw big money at another player. That's not the way to succeed. As a football club, you want to be self-sufficient. You want to be smart in the market. So if we can just get those scouts in and get these deals done, for these potentials, these low risk sort of high reward sort of type players, get them in, nurture them, and we we can save ourselves a lot of money if we can do that in the future. So that's my big wish for Chelsea going forward, is that we can get those players in at the right time, at the right price, and then they become superstars at my club. So what do you guys think? Stick your comments in the section below, and don't forget, as always, to like, subscribe, turn on all post notifications, and be notified every time I make a new video. Until then, guys, take care.